The word used in the Quran for intoxicating beverages is Khamr.
The prohibition of Khamr was revealed in stages. It began with gentle recommendations and was finally enforced as a clear, unequivocal prohibition,
with the threat of a sanction in the form of physical punishment as HUD.
The first verse to be revealed was, "O you who believe, approach not prayer when you are intoxicated, until you know what you say."
The jurists agreed that the intoxication mentioned was one induced by the consumption of Khamr.
But one jurist maintained that this was the intoxication of sleep. The next verse on the issue was, "They ask you regarding wine and gambling. Tell them, in both there is great sin and also some advantages for people, but their sin is greater than their advantage." Some jurists are of the view that the words "great sin" in this verse would have been sufficient to prohibit the consumption of wine. However, a third verse on the issue was revealed saying, "O believers,
Khamr and the games of hazard and idols and divining arrows
are indeed an abomination of Satan's handiwork, so shun each one of them that you may prosper." Some interpreters believe that instead of the words "shun each one of them," the words "shun this act of Satan" should be used in the translation. There are others who stretch the meaning to say, "avoid Satan."
Finally, a verse was revealed that clarified any confusion that may have existed. Satan's plan is but to incite enmity and hatred between you through Khamr and gambling,
and to hinder you from the remembrance of Allah and from prayer. Will you not then abstain? The words, "Will you not then abstain?" are taken to clarify without doubt the meaning of the entire issue and are interpreted to mean abstain from it.
The prohibition of Khamr
is also laid down in many traditions narrated from the Prophet, peace be upon him.
There are traditions that prohibit not only the drinking of Khamr,
but also its manufacture, selling, carrying, serving, offering, and so on.
There are a few traditions that use the word intoxicant instead of Khamr. Muslim jurists apply the had penalty only if it can be expressly found in the text. In the case of Khamr, the jurists raise the question as to the exact meaning of Khamr mentioned in the text. The answer to this question, however, was not unanimous.
It is a matter of dispute among the Hanafis and the majority of the schools. According to the Hanafis,
the term Khamr applies to alcoholic beverages made from grape juice.
This will cover beverages like red and white wine, French champagne, and even brandy.
Thus, it is only these drinks that are covered by the term Khamr that is prohibited by the verses of the Quran.
As for other alcoholic drinks made from grains or cereals or dates or other fruits, like whiskey, rum gin, beer, vodka, and tequila, they are covered by intoxicating beverages mentioned in the tradition. According to the Hanafis, these other beverages are not specifically prohibited by name. Rather, what is specifically prohibited is called sukr, or intoxication.
And most of the drinks mentioned besides Khamr will be covered by this term. The majority of the schools maintain that the term Khamr applies to all intoxicating beverages,
whatever the source from which these have been prepared. Thus, all types of beverages mentioned will be covered by the term Khamr, irrespective of their being produced from grape juice, grains or cereals, or even fruits.
The main argument of these schools is that even if the term Khamr applies to drinks made from grape juice,
this prohibition in the Quran can easily be extended to the other drinks on the basis of analogy.
The Hanafi jurists maintain that analogy cannot be used in the hudud laws or even in crimes.
Otherwise, the judges would be able to extend the penalties to new offenses at their discretion using analogy. It is to be noted that even in Western criminal law, analogy is not used to extend crimes, and only those acts are crimes that have been clearly defined as such. The result of this disagreement between the Hanafis and the majority is that according to the Hanafis, there are two offenses.
The first is the drinking of Khamr, which is punishable with had even if a drop of it is consumed,
whether there is intoxication or there is no intoxication.
The second offense that pertains to drinks other than Khamr, that it is not drinking that is punishable with had. Rather, it is the state of intoxication caused by consuming such beverages.
According to the majority, there is a single offense of drinking intoxicating beverages, irrespective of the quantity consumed and irrespective of intoxication caused.